Hello everyone and welcome to Day Trader S&P 500. Today is Saturday, March 2nd, a rare Saturday night event, if you will. We want to get our YouTube subscribers caught up with our Woodson Wave Report newsletter subscribers. This is Dale Woodson, editor of Woodson Wave Report. We got the NASDAQ up here. We haven't looked at this in a while, the NQ futures, if you will. Okay, and there's a previous all-time high back there in November. There's no overlap with these 5 waves down for wave A at the October 22 low. And then we have a 1 up, 2 down, we're in blue, 3 up, 4 down, and a 5 up, okay? And this last waves up here, impulse waves are 5, 9, 13 waves, etc. on to infinity. We can count either 5 or 9 or 13 here. So this should be the top. If it goes any higher, it'll be another 5 waves. So if you want to count them as 9, it would be 13, and so on and so forth. Here's our retracement targets from that high, which was on March 1st, okay? So that's what we're looking at with the NASDAQ futures, which we update weekly. I want to show you guys real quick. Not sure how long we'll have this offer on the table, but YouTube subscribers get 30% off. Just go to register right here. You'll come up to the registration page, put in your stuff there, and it'll be for all these subscriptions. But if you type in YouTube like that, hit apply, and you'll see the 30% is taken off there. That applies to all these subscriptions. That's the NASDAQ there that we update every week. The monthly is monthly build, and updates are virtually every trading day, sometimes more than once a day. Annual is updated monthly and as market conditions warrant. And then we have video on demand where we update Tesla, Bitcoin, SMH, XBI every month. Also a lot of trading, educational material in that video on demand, okay? But without further ado, let's get back into the markets. Okay, I'll make sure that 30% is still up there. If it's not, I'll put it in today, but we'll extend that offer for our YouTube subscribers there. Okay, let's get into the S&P cash. We are looking at a weekly bar. Interesting things here. That 4th wave triangle, okay, expanding triangle. A lot going on here, but we have a count in black and a count in blue. The black count shows the January of 2022 high is wave 5. Then we have an A down, a B up there, expanded flat, and then a C down. Interestingly, on expanded flat, B waves tend to make a 1.272 or a 1.414 multiple of A. And the 1.272 for wave B is 5188. And the 1.618 for 5 in the blue count is 5189. Interesting. So both counts will be valid, but in a Fibonacci perfect world, this thing goes to 5188 or 5189. We'll see. That alternate count in blue, there's a lot of different ways to count this, but that one there has wave 5 target of 5189. Okay, we can get into those different counts, the black and the blue, the primary and the alternate. But anyway, that's interesting. This will see how that goes. Plus we have a Fibonacci turn date coming up, which we'll get to. Okay, that's the weekly on the S&P. This is the daily on the S&P. You can see we got the black count there. I'm really starting to like this blue count, and you'll see that in the when I get into the subscription newsletter thing. But the blue count calls this the end, and then a 1 up, a 2 down in blue, 3 up over here, and 3 could be here too. It just depends on which extension wave 3 made of 1 and 4. That's where we put the 3 here. We get a little higher, 5290 instead of 5188. Depends on where you place 3. There's all those open gaps. Started to close 3 of them. There's still a lot more open. We get a C wave down. That'll happen, and even if this is in blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 2 could close all those. We could see how that plays out, but we still think this has a little bit higher to go as far as the S&P on the on the daily there. I don't know if we're going to get into the hourly or we go straight into, yeah, we'll get into that into the report. Let's get into the, these are the turn dates, by the way, so I want to show you guys that on our March monthly report, which goes to our annual subscribers. Okay, so this was just done earlier today. By the way, there's that 5188 target for wave B. There's the next two turn dates, March 16, March 26. We'll see how that works out. Okay, there's that weekly, same thing we just talked about. Okay, long-term count remains unchanged. There's all the verbiage by that. In the black count, wave C down to near the wave A low of 34.91. There's the expanded flat with the 1.72, and there's that 5188 target there. And again, you'll see the 5189 for the blue wave 5. Okay, so, and there's those targets are right there. There's our next two turn dates in sequential order. Okay, here's that daily bar again with the different wave count for 3 and 5. All right, and then like I said, I'm starting to like the blue alternate count much more than the black count. Okay, and even while I was writing this, let's just consider the blue count as the primary going forward. Okay, because it looks a lot better, and that Y seems out of proportion here in this WXY. Yeah, we like the blue count better. Okay, so and then we mentioned here we keep looking for a change in trend for our monthly subscribers, which have reports daily, sometimes more than once a day, but all of our triggers have been to the upside. We have triggers and targets, which we've been using for months, going back to last year, and all of our targets, all of our triggers have been upside triggers. And here's those, and we'll get into these in the E-minis, the upside triggers going back to 3 days after the low. October 30th, we had an upside trigger that was activated. That's had a 964 point gain to the recent high. We had another upside trigger on January 19th, and yet a third one on February 22nd. We use triggers and targets. We look every day for a signal for a reversal in trend to the downside. Do it on a 1 minute and 10-minute chart. There's certain specific things we're looking for. We haven't seen them. We look every day for months and months. So that's what we're looking at. Here's that hourly S&P. These check marks are the turn dates, which are over here. That's a little bit small. I think I have those turn dates. Do I have them up here? I have them in the other report. And I may not have them down here on the bigger scale. There they are right there. There's those turn dates. You can see them there. These last two marked either high or low within a day. Okay, so you can call it high or low. I got them both checked, but the next one is March 26th. The market's spinning from this December 28th turn date, if you will, and you know it's made higher highs. But I mentioned a month ago in our February monthly report and in the YouTube video that the one I had back in 1999, it was August 24th of 99, it caught virtually every high for 7 years into the year 2006, and this one's nowhere near 7 years old, but so far so good. It's catching these turn dates, you know, for about, 3 months now. So we'll see. It's a long way from 7 years, but we'll see how this turns out. If this 1228 high, not the all-time high, obviously catches all these turns or not. We're watching it. We've got a lot of time spirals we love doing. It's a lot of fun. There's the slippage there. Okay, so there's the hourly next turn date, 326 from the December 28th, 2023 high. Okay, so that's it on the S&P. Here's the NASDAQ. Okay, and we've got that former all-time high back in November of 21. 5 waves down for A. If we get to black, we got A up in parentheses, B down, C up, C equals A at 16,905. Okay, and then we've got the blue count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have the B in the black. I'm kind of jumping around. A down, B up, again, expanded flat. The 1.272 target is 17,877, and there's that 5 on the alternate. So far, the high is 16,302. Looks like, again, it has a little bit more to go, and we have another turn date coming up, okay? There's our upside targets right there. There's where C equals A, 16,905. You can see it up there. And the 17,877 877 for the expanded flat wave B high. Okay, and there's the high so far. Okay, let's see what else we have here. That just explains all of that. Here's the Dow. Interestingly, the Dow hasn't made a new high as of March 1st. Its high still is 223. You can see there we've got a trend line connecting the lows. We copy it over here, connecting the highs, and it's a little bit hard to tell on this daily, but the market went above that high, and then now it's touching right up against it. You know how the resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. So it poked its head above there, then it went down, now it's butting up against it. So we'll see there. You can see our targets there. Again, there's the 1.272, 39,127, the 1.414, 39,987, and so far the high as of February 23rd is 39,282. We have a much higher target up there for the 1.618 multiple. Okay, so and there you see there the targets. By the way, these targets are the same for the blue and the black count. Okay, so we'll see if that upper trend line offers resistance. It went above it and went below it, and now it's bumping its head up against it. Then we've got the bond market here. I might want to go to the charts on this, but honestly, we've been all over the bond market, going all the way back to the 2020 low. We had a target here that was hit in 2022, direct hit within 1/1000th of 1 point on a percentage basis. That was wave 1 up. We're at wave 2 down. Then we have a 1 in parentheses up, 2 in parentheses down, 3 in parentheses up, 4 down. There was our trigger right there. Any move above 3 would give us a wave 5 high. That was our wave 5 target, 5.1%. The actual was 5.021. Okay, and then we had a correction here, an A down to 4.363, a B up, and a C down here to the December 27th low of 3.783%. Since then, we've had a 1 up and a 2 down, and we've surpassed the wave 1 high, which is a very bullish sign for interest rates, bearish for the prices of bonds. But anyway, we have a trigger right here. It hasn't been activated yet. The A wave high, 4.363%. That should happen here if this 1 up, 2 down, and then we get 3, 4, and 5. Speaking of that, there's the 1, there's the 2. All right, there's the 3 targets right there. Okay, it hit the 1.000, and then there's the 1.272 at 4.340, which puts it just under that trigger. And then the 1.414 and the 1.618 put us above that trigger, which gives us these targets here. Okay, so if we have a 1 up and a 2 down, and I don't think that 1 is on that chart, but here it is too. I got it on the chart, but not on this one here. The chart on the trading view. Okay, 3 equals 1 at 5.551%. Okay, that would activate this trigger here for that 3 with a circle. And if you look at this 1 here, it comes from the 2020 low to the 2022 high. And the 2 down here, 3 equals 1 at 7.255%. That's the minimum target. It could go 1.618, it could go wherever. And again, we've made this point in our newsletter for literally decades. The Fed sets nothing. They're just a bunch of hot air. The bond market sets interest rates, and the Fed follows. You can look at the 2-year, and it'll show you the 2 years always ahead of the Fed. Okay, but we track the 10-year, and yeah, unless, well, okay, where are we wrong? We always got to ask that. Where are we wrong? Well, this 2 shouldn't be surpassed to the downside. Okay, that would make this 1 up and 2 down wrong, because it can't retrace more than 100% of that move. On a bigger scale, this wave 2 low would have to hold, which is 3.253%. Okay, and there's our triggers and targets. Again, we've been all over this with the bond market. Okay, there we go. There's the future trigger is the 4.363 up here in the green. Okay, that hasn't been activated yet. We're long interest rate and short bond prices. Okay, we wanted to allow for a move down to the 786. It didn't quite get there. There's the current target right there. It's between the 786 and the 618. Okay, and then there's our past targets, direct hit there on the 5.021 and the 3.957. Okay, so that's our targets there, and there's our long interest rates and short prices. There's where that low is between the 618 and the 786, which you see up here, right there to 3.783. Okay, and then we might as well get into the gold, and then we'll get into the other stuff. Okay, there's the gold market. Again, we've had long-term triggers and targets on this, but these triggers right here were hit in green, and the target was 2147, and it hit 2146.79 within 21/100ths of a point. Okay, on December 3rd, once it hit our target, then it became resistance, and so we're looking for, that was wave 1 up. Okay, we've got a 1 in parentheses up, 2 down, 3 in parentheses up, which was a 2.618 ABC for 4 down right here, which was another direct hit, and then that 5 up to make the larger wave 1. There it is there with the target. So once that was hit, we had a huge reversal off of that target, if you will. Here's our retracement wave 2 targets. Again, where is this wrong? If it goes above the 2146.79 high, and I believe we say if it goes up there, then obviously we would move back to a long position. There's our triggers and targets there. Here it is here. If it goes above that high back in December, then we'll resume a long position. There's the previous, there's the current trigger, was that high that it hit right on within 21/100ths of a point. There's those targets for wave 2. Here's the ones in the past, direct hit, direct hit, direct hit. Okay, resume a long position with any move above 2146.79. So let's get back into these charts here. I want to show you guys, let's see, I wanted to get into, well, before we do that, let's go back to our reports. I want to get into the E-minis here, which should be on, yeah, Friday's post-market close. This is the most latest. A lot is going on. You know, the newsletter subscribers get updated, you know, multiple times a day, sometimes every day. But we try to get our YouTube subscribers caught up. It's a busy day. We're doing market stuff all the time. There's those Fibonacci time spirals. Again, there's the right there. There's the triggers and targets. And you can see here, there's a lot of action going on in these E-mini futures. Maybe I can get that on the chart. But you can see we had that trigger back here on 1030. That's been a 964 point gain and counting. And we had another one on January 19. That's at $50 a point per contract. That's nice gains. 307 point gain there. And then we had another one activated on February 22nd. And that's an 82 point gain to the most recent high, which was 51.49. There's our turn dates here in this little box here, and you can see the check marks are the turn points. All those direct hits up and down, up and down, up and down. Did we get so many? We just, I don't know how many of these were direct hits. We just don't keep track of them anymore. Okay, there's the high so far. We've got a few different things going on. Okay, let's look at this. From this wave 4 low at 49.37.75, we've got a 1 up into 50.66, and we've got an A down, B up, C down for wave 2 on February 21. Then we got a wave 3 up, and this was a little tricky. We had a 4 down, which violated the wave 1 high. So if we're getting a higher high, which we've already done, you see the March 1st high, 51.49, then that means this is going to be an ending diagonal triangle where the 4th wave low overlaps the 1st wave high. So we've got a 1 up right here at 50.66, a 2 down on February 22nd, a 3 up, a 4 down, and we've got a 5 up, and we've got our targets up here. You can see those there. We've got targets for wave 3, which appears to be complete here, okay, which was between the 1.414 and the 1.618. Then we've got 5 targets from this 50.60 low, and you can see those targets there. 51.89 again. There's that 51.89 with the 51.88 and all that. Okay, so there we had a blue count, which was bearish, which was eliminated. Okay, it was killed. All right, and we had the black count that was in before, obviously, this report on the 1st. Okay, there's our wave 5 of 5 targets there. There's that 51.89. Okay, and there's the things that were achieved for the bullish count to be valid or validated. Okay, there's our wave 3 of 5 targets. There's our wave 5 targets, a larger degree wave 5. Okay, oh, and here is that, excuse me, 10-minute bar here. You can see where we've got that 1 up, A, B, C for 2 down. There's 3. Okay, it was validated with a move above there, and you can see 4 down there. So on 5, we've got 1 up, 2 down, 3 up in red. We're looking for a 4 down. This 3 could go higher, a 4 down, then a 5 up, and then you see our targets there for the black wave 5. Okay, so I want to show you again. We've been doing this. There's that that wave 5 appears 4th is complete. Okay, with the 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we should get a 4 down in red followed by a 5 up. Okay, so I wanted to show here. We've reprinted, I gotta reiterate this, we've reprinted this every day for months now, but it bears reiterating every day. We continue to look at the smallest degree of trend, 1 to 10 minute charts, every day for initial sign of a change in trend or a downside trigger. Okay, until we see that signal for reversal, the trend remains up. We continue to watch and report virtually every day. So I'm looking at 1 and 10 minute charts every day. We need to see these signals for a change in trend. Okay, and we haven't seen one since the October low. So unless and until we do, we will eventually. The trend remains up, so we'll see. There's that that SPX hourly bar there. I think I might be able to show you guys the ES. Here is that that hourly on the ES with all that action going on. Okay, by the way, we have the downside triggers ready. Okay, and I'm sure as this thing has moved up, there'll be more potential downside triggers, but we need to see the pattern first. We need to see 5 down, 3 up to a lower high, 5 down to a lower low, and then more from there. Okay, but there's all of our targets there. There's that 51.49 high so far. There's those targets here. I kind of like that 51.89. We'll see how that plays out. Okay, but that's that ES hourly chart there. Maybe we have something on the 10-minute too. Yep, there's that 10-minute again. There's that overlap. 4 goes below the wave 1 high right there. I can draw a line so you guys can show that or see that. Okay, it went below it. Didn't go that low. There it is there, you know, by 6 points. Okay, so from there we have a 1 up, a 2 down, a 3. Let me just see real quick where those targets are for 3. Very short term extension. See if I can get that on the 50-60. That's within a 1/4 point. It'll do for this illustration. There you can see right there 3 is equal to 1. The 1.618 is 51.78. Okay, so that could still go higher. That could extend to any of these targets. If you can't see them, the 1 is 51.44. The 1.272 is 51.59 1/4. The 1.414 is 51.67, and the 1.618 is 51.78. So we're nearing a top. We'll see if we get these 5 waves up here that could complete the larger degree wave 5 in black. These red ones here. Okay, I think that's about it. Do we have any? We don't want to mess with the 1 minute there. Okay, let me leave you guys with. We'll go with this. Okay, there we go. There's that 10-minute bar, and there is the hourly with everything on it. Okay, and that's going from the 1227 or 1228 high. All the turn dates there. Next one in that sequence is March 26th. Okay, that's it for this time, and until next time, take care, everyone.